That's actually pretty big bid-offer spread because there isn't that much trade going on. Well, cross currencies, these are currency trades where neither of the currencies is US dollars. They typically have cross currency trades, cross currency codes. Neither currency is US dollar. Tend to have wider bid-offer spreads. It kind of makes sense. If I give a quote on Colombian peso versus Turkish lira, more than likely I'm gonna give that quote by covering myself in the two markets, Turkish lira, US dollar, and US dollar Colombian peso markets. Since both of them have bid-offer spreads, I'm basically crossing two spreads. That's why these would be wider. Your book goes over the triangular arbitrage. It's fun to read, but I'm not gonna go over it. It is possible every once in a while to make money. I traded in those markets for about 7 years. I was able to do triangular arbitrage only twice. And total amount of money I made was $50. Every once in a while you have a cocky trader that gives you a choice and you can take advantage of their stupidity, but that's about it. We did talk about how to calculate the crosses, but also remember, let's see, we did a spreadsheet, maybe the first, second day. Let me see whether this was it. Yep. Come on. I don't know. Oh, it's getting the exchange rates and our internet connection is slow. And this is hardwired connection. And this updates itself every minute or so. So if I want cross rate between, let's say, South African Rand and Mexican pesos, that's the cross rate. Basically, if you give me one South African Rand, that's gonna get you 0.9132 Mexican peso, or 100 South African Rand is gonna get you 91.32. I don't know what the subunit of South African Rand is. Actually, we can find out. It's called a cent, okay. Or if I want Saudi Arabian Rial in Australian dollar terms, apparently I don't have Saudi Arabian Rial in this table. So let's see. Swiss franc in Australian dollar terms. So 100 Swiss francs is going to get you 175 and 89 cents Aussies, or 100 Aussies is going to get you this many Kiwis, 108.69. So if I ever ask you a question about cross rates, you can actually use this, or you can go through the calculations. As an example, because both of those currencies are in direct quotations. So let's see. I have those rates, 63.75 and 58.64. And I want the value of 1 Australian dollar in New Zealand dollars. So start with Australian dollar 1. Assume there is no active market between the two. So that's equal to USD, right? Now I have 0.6375 USD. That's going to equal to how many New Zealand dollars? Since the exchange rate tells me value of 1 New Zealand in US dollar, if I want to go the other way around, I'm going to divide instead of multiply. Since my Excel already made that calculation, 108.72. Okay. Using this logic, you can always calculate it. But as I am fond of saying, we are civilized people. Okay, we don't have to go through all of that. Assuming that we have all the currencies here. So for example, if you want to convert your Bitcoin into Ethereum, so 1 Bitcoin would get you 15.78 Ethereum or Ethereum, I don't know how you pronounce that. If you had others, we would have had those too. And remember, we obtained this table directly from internet. So you can always, right now it's doing it, you can always go to data and hit refresh all. It'll get you the current market rates. But the way we set it up, let's see. We set it up to refresh every 1 minute. If you're happy, you can do 15. But if you need it quickly, you don't want to wait 15 minutes, you can always go to Data tab and hit refresh all. As you can see, some stuff they've just changed. And let me save this. I mean, it's already available in the early ones, but let me save it for today's notes as well. gonna get into that. I'm gonna actually postpone the discussion of the forward market. Next week, I'm gonna first skip to chapter 7. We're gonna start forward and futures. Then we'll come back to chapter 6 later on. Chapter 6 is more about economics discussion on how exchange rates behave over time. 7 is more about the market. How do you determine forward and future markets? We're going to use chapter 7 to do exercises on exchange rate risk management. So I'll stop here. I'll see you guys on Monday. Please come to class having read chapter 7. I will ask you by name basic definitions and stuff, all right? Because the course goes a lot better when you actually read this stuff before coming into class.